Welcome, welcome! It's Mud Dog with the TexasSpaceNavy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And I'm bringing a video about calling all devs that was done Friday, called Death of a Spaceman. So if you aren't familiar with the original Death of a Spaceman article that came out in 2013, they kind of recap it at the beginning of this video. And by the way, this video is excellent. You should go watch it from them. It gives you a lot of insight on Permadeath in Star Citizen, what they have planned for it. So originally what Permadeath, the article touched on how they wanted to do it back in 2013. Some things have kind of changed. I'm only saying kind of changed because they're still doing Death of a Spaceman or still doing Permadeath, but they now have it figured out as far as what stages they want to go through or what tiers you're going to see as it's implemented. Like right now we have tier 0 dying mechanics where you can just respawn however many times you want whenever you want, which is what you see in a lot of games that you play nowadays, is that there's really no major punishment for dying. But back in the 80s, 90s, when you're playing video games, there could be some major dire consequences. Like you could be near the end of a level and have to redo the entire level when you died. So they definitely want you to have that sense of being on the edge of the possibilities of dying and not being able to recover your equipment, or any of that, because it's going to lead to much more interesting gameplay when you have to feel like, oh man, I really can't afford to lose this battle, so I better come in with overwhelming weapons or just get the heck out. So those are the kinds of things that they want you thinking about. So what are the different stages of death in Star Citizen that they have planned for the future, in the near future really? So, like I said, right now you just respawn anywhere. In the future, you're going to have the downed state where, you get kind of knocked unconscious or immobile. So, you fall down. Your buddy is supposed to drag you away or possibly hit you with a quick medipin just to stabilize you. Maybe it's enough to get you back on your feet, but injured. Maybe you're going to have to actually be drugged to a med bed somewhere and put in it to be stabilized. There's all sorts of possibilities from the down state. If for some reason you aren't being able to be rescued in the down state, the next step is spawning at a hospital somewhere. So you'll wake up at a hospital and they will have had a copy of your DNA. So they will somewhat clone you or your body and put you in your body, so to speak. Which it's kind of hand-wavy mechanics there a little bit, I think. But anyways, yeah, I'm not sure I like that whole, I guess, lore behind that, because it just doesn't seem plausible. It doesn't seem, I don't know. It seems a little sketchy. But yeah, so you end up spawning at a hospital, and they said if you have to do this very many times, things are going to start changing. Your eye color, your hair. If you respawn there while you're injured, then you'll have that injury and you'll have to get it fixed. Just different things like that. Again, it's a little odd to me. It doesn't necessarily fit. I know what they're going for, but again, lore-wise, I'm not sure it makes a lot of sense. And then, of course, the last stage of Death of a Spaceman is that you're dead. You have to leave all your stuff to your next of kin, which when you create your character at the beginning, you'll designate a next of kin, which will be another one of your players, your characters. But when you die, you're gonna lose possibly a lot of your money because there's gonna be a death tax, maybe some items. We don't know on that, and you'll definitely lose some reputation. So let's say you're really good in with the Advocacy, Like, they think you're just a fantastic guy, and you get killed, and you leave your stuff to your son, so to speak, in game. Well, that's great, except for now the advocacy is like, well, we knew your father, but we don't know you. So you're going to have to do a few things to prove yourself, you know, so that we know that you're as trustworthy as your father was. So it's going to be things like that. So you'll lose the reputation that you had in some regard with some factions, which could benefit you. You know, I guess if there's a faction you really didn't want to have that reputation with, or maybe you have a bad reputation with them and you really want to do business with them and you die, then maybe that might help you, I guess, clear the air a little bit more with that group so that you can do business with them. It's just a possibility. Again, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see how all that plays out. It is very interesting, though. I mean, the big goal here is just to make you play with a little bit more forethought. So, you know, you're jumping into a pirate system. You really need to think that out before you do it. Are you going to go in all by yourself? If you are, what ship are you in? What's your goal? Why are you going into the pirate system? Is it just so you can jump to another system from there? I mean, are you going to plan an escort or a group of people to come with you? Are you in a big ship, which definitely need gunners, escorts, the whole 9 yards? They want you really thinking about some of your decisions in the game before you go in and do them. So you definitely are going to need to start thinking about that. It's going to change gameplay dramatically. I think what a lot of people in Star Citizen don't understand quite yet, or haven't really thought of quite yet, or just it's not something that they care about because it's not in the game yet. Gameplay is going to change so much in just the near future, in the next year. So we have the way gameplay is right now, but next year gameplay is going to be completely different if some of these systems come online. If iCache, server meshing, the medical play, if those things come online, it's going to dramatically change the way you play the game. So definitely consider that. People who like to just go willy-nilly into confrontations, like the pad ram, they don't care about dying and respawning and dying and respawning and dying and respawning. Those type players are going to have to rethink how they're playing the game, because I mean, you're only going to have one major life, so it'll be, you know, really it's going to be like 3 stages, but you're really not going to be able to afford to do that over and over and over again. So now's the time to start thinking about how this mechanic is going to change your gameplay. What are you going to change about it? Let me know in the comments if you're for the death of a spaceman, against it. I know the last time I did something on death of a spaceman, it was somewhat split. Now that we have a little more idea of how they're going to implement it, maybe it changes your feelings on it. Let me know. How is this going to change your gameplay? Or how do you foresee it changing your gameplay? What are you going to do differently in the game when this mechanic comes online? I definitely want to hear that. So, thank you for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to all my Patreon and YouTube subscribers. You guys are, or members, you guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. You guys contributing and sponsoring TexasSpaceNavy. I can't tell you how much it really helps. So thank you. If you want to join one of those groups, that information is going to be listed down below. And I'm going to actually scroll some names, that long overdue shout outs from those people who have been, you know, contributing here lately. And yeah, guys, I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.